Yep.
Just,
Is that light okay for you, Mike? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's good.
good to go?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's do it.
All good?
Let's go.
All right, mate. How's the group looking heading into the game?
Yeah, the girls are really confident and excited for the week. For many of them, it's been a 3-year journey, having started in 2017. So it's a bit of extra motivation to get to that grand final. Yeah.
A big challenge, though, I guess, coming against a bit of a powerhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. They're one of the best coach sides in the competition. We know that. They're very tough and physical, even across the field. So we know we're up against it, but you know, we're going to relish in that underdog tag, and hopefully we can stick it up to them. Yeah.
Where's the game going to be won and lost, do you think?
Definitely in the midfield. Two really good midfields. So hopefully our midfield of Kylie McCauley and Brodie McKeever can get first use of the ball down to our forwards, and then they can remain accurate in front of goal.
What do you mean to get into the big dance?
Everything be really good. So, like I said, a lot of them have been here for 3 years. You know, we missed out last year and got knocked out in straight sets. So the girls have been working really hard since November. It's been a long pre-season. That's just been my message to them to use all that motivation. It's been a long year, not to give up now. We won't be leaving anything out there. So.
You said you'd go in with some confidence. Why were you going with confidence?
Look, the last 2 years, obviously Lindisfarne have really dominated the competition. This year, their 2 games have been under 10 points. In the first game, I think we narrowly missed out. There was a bit of a scoreboard error there. We thought we might have been in front late in the game. I think just being that close to them now, we know that if we can sustain it for 4 quarters, we can really get over the line. I think we've played shorter periods of it, but we've played 1-2 really good quarters. We know that if we play a bit longer, play like we did against the Hewlett and Brightons, we know that our best is good enough, but we've just got to really sustain that for 4 quarters.
Stronger for longer.
Yes, absolutely.
Sweet.
And tip for SFLW medal on Monday night, Brendan?
I reckon Brodie McKeever will go really well in it. So yeah, Shani Wiley, Sophie Farrow in our backline, she could go really well as well. So.
And William Leach?
I haven't really paid much attention to them this year, sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hey,
Good result.
very good. Yes. Can you do it?
Absolutely.
Talking about West Coast.
Yeah.
You're right, Duff?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys will go tomorrow. How are you preparing and stuff?
Look, I think for us, we were excited to play on North Hobart. We play pretty well on North Hobart. I think, as Brendan probably would have told you, we've had some pretty tight contests with Claremont throughout this season. So I think both games have been under 10 points. So we're expecting a really good hard tussle. And if it's wet weather footy, that's always a bit of a leveller. So we know we're going to have to bring our top game of footy to actually get a result in this one.
How much do you reflect on last year and the experiences you got, I suppose, on this year?
We've had a really big change of personnel, so I think we lost 10 girls from last year's grand final side. So we've got 11 new girls that have never played footy before running out this year. So you obviously, the girls that have final experience share that with the newer girls, but really for us, we're sort of a pretty new team. So finals footy is a whole different game and it's different each year. So
What do you say to those girls that haven't played in the finals before, I guess, what's your advice?
Oh, look, I think, as I said, finals footy is different. So the results throughout the year don't matter. It's a clean slate. You go out and basically I've asked my girls to leave everything out on the field. So bring whatever they've got, and if they can do that for me, then the result will take care of itself.
Have you made any significant player changes?
No, we were a pretty light squad, so nothing too significant. Bernadette Doyle has a hockey grand final, so she'll go out, and Mel Green comes back in, and Mel was the leading goal kicker in the league last year and has kicked a few for us this year, so she's a good plus for us.
Who does she play for?
What's that, sorry?
Who does she play for?
In hockey?
Yeah.
Can't tell you, sorry.
Okay.
And tip for SFLW medal Monday night?
Look, for us, I think Morgan Saywood's had a really good year. Mandy Fish has also been pretty dominant in the ruck. Brighton are obviously been the form team of the competition, so they'll have a couple of key candidates up there. But yeah, look, I think it could really go to anyone. Thanks.
Good luck.
Thanks, Joe. See you.
Who's going first?
We've got the DJ downstairs.
You again.
What are you doing here?
How
do you keep
He didn't
getting
follow
in?
the script, did he? He was meant to come back in the fortnight.
Yeah, that, you're right about
Well,
that.
you see you might play it off over.
I love playing it all over, mate. It's my favourite ground in the state outside of Belrose, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
Good go. Yep. Let's do it.
All right, mate. What happened last week? First of all, I guess. Run us through it.
Yeah, it was a weird game. We felt like we did a lot of things right over the whole day. We felt like we played some pretty good football for 75-80% of the day. But when you give up 11 goals in the third quarter, and 8 of them in 15 or so minutes, you don't deserve to win in the end. But at the end of the day, we come off the ground feeling like we played some okay footy for the majority of the day. And hopefully we can take that into this week too. So taking nothing away from Hillmill, they thoroughly deserved to win the game. They were better than us in the end. But we certainly we won't be throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We felt like we got a lot of things right.
When you get that direct hit, sometimes you just feel like you expect to win, I suppose, sometimes, or was there any of that going on?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it's reward for effort over the whole year that you deserve to finish on top. You feel like you've played the best football over the course of the year, but you're also playing either on ladder position, the second or third best side in the comp, who at this stage of the year, between us, Hugh and Bill and Lindisfarne, I don't believe there's much in it between the three sides. Any one of the three can win it. And it just came down to, realistically, a 15-minute period in the third quarter, which ultimately cost us the game.
How do you set the right the wrongs tomorrow, I suppose, and beat this team that's been so dominant for a long time, I guess?
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. They've been the benchmark in the competition for the last 3, 4, 5 years. But it comes back down to us and playing the football that we want to play. Obviously, we'll have plans in place for Lindisfarne. We go through our matchups. We obviously knew we were playing Lindisfarne by the time we come off the ground. They're 8 points up at three-quarter time, so we were set that we were going to be playing them pretty soon. We sat down as a coaching group, have our matchups set by Sunday night, and the players that have matchups knew who they were playing on by Monday lunchtime. But after that, it becomes about us. We focus more on what we want to do and what we want to get right. And we feel like if we play the way we want to play and bring the footy we want to bring, that we'll get the chocolates and we'll get the job done. We'll obviously focus on Lindisfarne by the time Saturday rolls around, tomorrow rolls around, and the things we need to put in place. But this week's been about us and what we can do and what we can control.
Who's going to get the job on Cassidy?
It's a good question. He's a very, very good player, Michael. We have some plans in place about who's going to do it.
Matchups done by Sunday night.
We have matchups done, but it's a rolling matchup. We have plans in place for what's going to start. Hunty will start with him. Hunty's played on him the 2 games this year, so David Hunt, and done a reasonable job on him. If things don't work though, we have backup plans. At the end of the day though, it's not just about Hunty playing on Cass. Michael's a fantastic player and is arguably, probably not arguably, he's the best player in the competition at the moment. He shows that week in, week out. But it doesn't just start with Hunty, it starts with team defence, and that's just not the back six helping Hunty out. It starts with the midfield putting enough pressure on so it's not easy ball into him, and then it starts with us up the ground as forwards as well. So we need to put enough pressure on so the ball doesn't get to him in the end. But we won't just focus on Cass. Cass is a great player, so is Michael Blackburn, so is Tom Roberts. They have a very, very dangerous forward line who on any day can all kick 5, 6, 7 goals and take the game away from you. So yes, we have plans in place for Cass, but we won't solely focus on Michael.
Any changes this week?
No, not at this stage. We'll see our boys pull up after training last night, but we'll back the 22 in that we went in with last week, and we think that they're good enough to get the job done, so we'll back them in and hopefully get it done.
Typical William Lodge.
Pardon?
Typical William Lodge.
Jonathan Bullock. I think his start to the year was fantastic. I think he'll poll a lot of votes early, get out to a lead and be able to hold off any would-be challenges coming at the back end, but he's certainly very deserving of the win. He's been fantastic this year.
Challenges from other clubs.
Yeah, great question. Obviously you'll have challenges from from Huonville, Lindisfarne, they'll have they all have such even spread that there'll be votes taken away absolutely everywhere. Marcus Parker kick 80 goals in a year. You're going to get a few votes. He'll obviously poll really well. So yeah, there'll be a few, but hopefully Jono or one of our boys can get it done.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Well spoken. State your name, please.
All good?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right, mate. Yeah, you've been in this situation a lot of times in finals, I guess. What do you say to the boys heading into a big game? All right.
Yeah, look, we've been sort of around about this time of the year for over 4 or 5 years now, so we're definitely experienced at this time of the year, so we'll probably try and draw on that. We talk a lot about our experiences over the last few years, and we're trying to draw on those experiences and to make sure we prepare really well. And I think that, you know, we've been here on this ground, which is obviously I still think the best ground in Tasmania to play on, and we're lucky enough to have some experience here, so we've talked a little bit about that. But nothing really changes in terms of the way we prepare to play, but we know that the tempo goes up 5 or 10% the deeper you get into finals, so we need to be prepared for that. And with the weather conditions we're probably going to get, we need to be on our game nice and early.
What do you make of the Dodgers last week? And you think they'll come out breathing a bit of fire after what happened?
Yeah, they probably will. I think they're probably a bit unfortunate in their run home in terms of how many weeks they've had off with their buys and then another week off going into last week, so they possibly could have been a little bit underdone. I'm not sure, it's not for me to judge too much, but that possibly could have been the case. But they finished on top for a reason. Very good football side. They've beaten us twice during the year, so we know what to expect. We know what their strengths are, but more importantly, we need to go and play the way that we need to play. And if we can do that, we'll give ourselves every chance.
Cass, obviously a great touch. Is he the key to a win tomorrow, or is it more about the whole team?
He's obviously a key. He's 34 years old and playing the best footy I've ever seen him play. He was outstanding last week. I think he took 21 marks, kicked 10 goals, 3. And he come off 5 minutes into the last quarter. So, yeah, he's in unbelievably good form, and he's been like that throughout the year. Is he a key? Yeah, definitely a key to us winning, but we play a team-based football game, so we're more about the process rather than the individual. So we need to be good all over the ground. We need to give him some opportunities forward of the ball to be able to do what he does, and if we can't do that, then we're in for a long day.
Do you believe that David Hunt will start on him?
He's played on him. He played in the whole game last time. I think he got maybe playing for a half the first time we played them. We would expect so, but they've got a couple of other good defenders in Murphy and Donahue that might go to him at different times. I think whoever it is, don't think it really bothers Cass, to be honest. He backs himself in, he's in good form, he's a confident person, so we need to get some supply to him early and hopefully he can start the game like he did last week.
Have you got any significant changes for this week?
We'll actually wait till tomorrow to finalise just because of the weather. So we've got Luke Swinton come back from overseas last week. He played in reserves, second semi-final last week, so he's got a week of training under his belt, so we possibly could bring him in. He's an inside midfielder, but we'll just have a look at the weather. We've had some bad luck with injuries right throughout the year, but we've come to the preliminary final and we've finally got a full squad to pick from, so that's nice.
For sure.
Tip for William Welch?
Did you ask Ed that? That's a good question. I think it's a pretty even competition. I think Jono Bullock will poll well. I think Marty Allison will poll well. And Claremont probably, I think they won enough games for him to poll well. I think he stands out. I'd be flabbergasted if Cass doesn't poll this year on this season he's had. He's had 5 games where he's taken over 20 marks. If he's not getting 3 votes on them games, I'll be flabbergasted. So maybe the last 2 games he missed might hurt him, but he'd have to poll well.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you.
Cheers, Daniel.
See, cuz.
Shane Bunning just back here next week.
Sure.
Yeah. Catch up, enough?
Yeah, good on you, Macca. See you around.
You don't need anything else? Or? Good, mate, thank you.
Oh, well done, Ed. You sounds like you've done a bit of media